Hello everyone, my name is Himanshu Sharma and in this video we will be connecting our Spring Boot application with Apache Kafka using Kafka binders. So let's get started. I'm heading over to the Spring Initializer website. Over here we'll select Maven and then in artifact we say Kafka binder demo, and in dependencies we need Cloud Stream, Spring Cloud Messaging, this one, and then we will add Kafka. So Spring for Apache Kafka, this one. Now let's check our POM, and here you can see we have the Cloud Stream, and now we are getting the dependency of binders, Kafka binder, and then we have a Spring Kafka. So let me show you one thing. If I just remove the Cloud Stream, if I just keep it Apache Kafka, over here if you check again, you can see not only the Cloud Stream, even the binder is also removed. So in short, you need the Cloud Stream for the binder functionality. So we say Cloud Stream here, Apache Kafka, and then explore, and yes, we are getting the binder and the Cloud Stream. This dependency we don't need, we can remove this one. Okay, so you can go ahead and download this setup and can open it in your favorite IDE. In my case I am using IntelliJ, so let's head to the IDE. So this is the project, and let me navigate you through POM XML. So here you can see I have Spring Cloud Stream and I have Cloud Stream binder Kafka. I have removed the Kafka dependency. These two are the test dependencies, but we are not covering the test cases in this video. Okay, so yeah, that's all you need in terms of dependencies, these two. And now let's head to our application, the Kafka binder application over here. This is our Spring Boot class, the main class, and here you can see it's currently everything is commented. Okay, so this is the code which we will go through in this video, and that's all we have, right? And if you go to the resources, I mean the configuration also, everything is commented right now. So we will unwrap this in this video. So now let's start our Kafka server. So I'm heading over to my Kafka location and starting the Zookeeper, started, and then starting the Kafka server, and it is also started, right? Now let's head back to our application. So here first of all, a bit of a theory. When we are dealing with Kafka, so we are dealing with the messages which are being sent to the topics. So in that case we have the terms a producer, which is responsible to send data to the topic, and a consumer, which is responsible to consume data from the topic, right? So here you can mention it over here, like consumer will fetch data from topic, okay, and then here we can say producer will send data to topic, and then we can have a processor. Let's name it processor, and what it will do is processor will fetch data from one topic, perform its logic, and then send new, or you can say modified data to other topic. Okay, so now in case of Spring binders, they all rely on this these functions. Java util function package. So there you will get three supplier, a function, and a consumer. Consumer is your consumer, as the name indicates. It will consume the data. Function is responsible to get an input and then provide the output. And then supplier is the one which will send the data. Okay. So let me give you an idea. Let's uncomment this part, just this one. Okay. So now I have a function and I have registered it as a bean. And now what it is doing is, it will take this argument, it will take an argument of type string, and then it will return data of type string. So if you hover, you can get it like this one. So if you hover onto the function actually, and you can see over here, it's a functional interface, and then T and R, and T is the type of input to the function and the R is the type of result of the function. Now why I'm focusing this much on this function is, I'm about to show you the behavior of Kafka binder for this function. So right now let's start our application. I have my Kafka running, and also let me show you one more thing. So this is a nice plugin I get in IntelliJ. It's Kafka LaTeX. You can just go to the plugin section and you can search for Kafka and you can get it, this one, Kafka LaTeX. Okay. And if you want to use any other client for Kafka, that's also fine. So this will solve my purpose in this video, so I will refer this one. So right now if I hover it, and you can see there are no topics. My current Kafka installation is clean, it doesn't have any topic. And then here this application only have this function enabled, okay, and nothing else. And then in application YAML, no configuration, nothing. And we just we can close that pom XML, and now I'm going to run this application. All right, you can see our application connected to Kafka, okay, because the Kafka is actually running on default port and localhost, so that is that's why it's able to connect it. But if you are running on a different port, then you need to or different location, then you need to specify the configuration for the Kafka. But apart from that, you can see over here now, if I refresh the topics, you can see it automatically creates two topics. And why it creates two topics? Because function is actually a processor which will take an input and then gives output. So Kafka binder functionality analyze it, and they give this convention of function name hyphen in and 0. That means this is the input topic for this function, for this logic, okay. And then processor binding hyphen out hyphen 0 is actually indicating the output topic. The data which it returns, that will be sent to this topic, and this function will consume data through this topic. Okay, so that's how the convention is. The default convention is the function name, the method name hyphen in stands for input and out for output, and then the index number 0. Okay, so now let's proceed with our code. So what I'm going to do is, let me shut down my application right now. So hope you get the idea of the naming convention used by the binders. So application is stopped, and now let me comment it out. We will come on it later. So let's start with a consumer. So let me uncomment the consumer part. Now if I start the application, what will happen? It will create a new topic, and that topic name will be consumer binding hyphen in hyphen 0. Because it is a consumer, it will look for an input topic from which it can fetch the data. So let's check it out. Let's run the application. Right, its application is running. Let's refresh the topics list, and there we go. Right, so what it's doing is it gets the topic consumer binding in 0, and now currently this method is actually listening to this topic. It's bind to this topic. If you want to test it out, you can test it out right away. We can just say that okay, this is the topic. We click on it, and here we have this option publish single message, and we say lower case input, okay, and we send it, and here you can see the data is consumed. We are getting the response. So this method gets invoked when we send data onto this topic. If you don't have this plugin, if you want to test the topic input, what you can do is you can use the Kafka console producer, and we can try it over here. So let me head it over here in the command prompt. So I have Kafka console producer. I have the command ready. I just need to change the topic name. So in our case, currently the topic name is consumer binding hyphen in hyphen 0. So I'll copy this part over here, paste it, hyphen in hyphen 0, and I'll set enter. And now testing external producer, enter. Let's get back to ID, and yes, it is working. So you can use either of the approach. If you have any other Kafka client you are using, you can use that also to test it out. But I hope you get the idea of the binders, how they are working in the default mode. Alright, now second thing is, what we have to do is, this is not the ideal case for our production application or any application. Like, you need to have your custom topic. You are not going to rely on the application method name topic, right? So for that we need to do some configuration. So let's head to the configuration section over here, and in the application YAML, what we are going to do is, first we are saying we are registering our functions as cloud function. In this case it is consumer binding. Second, we will map its naming convention, actually this one, to the desired topic. So let's say in this case we want to create a topic with name consumer topic, okay. So you can define it under this Spring Cloud Stream Bindings consumer binding in0. It's the naming convention, and here you are saying that destination is consumer topic. So what you are telling the Kafka binders is, don't create topic with this name, instead use this one, okay. So what I am going to do is, I will stop my server and I will reset my Kafka setup also, and it will be very quick. So what I'm going to do is, let me stop this producer, let me stop the Zookeeper and Kafka server, and then we just go to the main directory and delete the temp folder. That's it. Now I can again start the Zookeeper, and I can again start the Kafka server. Alright, head back to the IDE. Let's refresh it. Now it's currently empty, no topics. Okay, so now what will happen? If I start this application, it will create a topic with name consumer topic. Okay, let's start it. So our application is started now. Alright, let's refresh it, and yes, we have a consumer topic. Let's test it out once. Let's send a message. Testing consumer topic. All right, and yes, it is working. Can test it out with the producer also, console producer. Here let's change the topic name and we say consumer hyphen topic. Enter. Testing external input. Enter. And yes, it is working. Yep. So I think we are in a good shape. Now let's proceed further. So this is for consumer. Now let's say I want to enable the processor. So far you get the idea, like we did not made any annotation change, anything. It's just a bean registered and it started connecting to your Kafka if it is installed on your default localhost and port. And yes, and it was pretty much ready to go. The only configuration comes into picture when we need to change the binders. You can enable this. I mean, it's up to you. I mean, even with the commented one, it is working. But if you have a different location, you can specify that. So yeah, so the configuration comes into picture when we need to customize things like we want a different topic name. If you want to go with the default function name, they will work out of the box. You don't need to configure anything. Now let's head to the function part. So what I'm going to do is I will enable this. So for this one, what we are trying to do is, this is a processor, and so what we are saying is a processor will take input from one topic and send output to another topic. That means it will require two topics. So the input topic will be of convention -in and the output topic will be of convention -out. Okay. So to enable this, what we are going to do is we will go to configuration. Now in the function definition, you can define another function by using a colon. Okay. And just copy and paste the function name. That's it. Now for the bindings, as we discussed earlier, the processor is, we need one for input and one for output. So the processor input topic will become processor binding in0, destination will be processor topic, right? So in0 will be bind to processor topic and out0 will be bound to consumer topic. So what we are saying is, when a message is coming to processor topic, the processor binding function will get triggered, perform its calculation. In our case, what it is doing is, it is actually appending the current time in the input string, input data. Okay, so it will add its logic and then send the data to the consumer topic, which is the output of our processor. Okay, so that's all we need. Now let's restart our application. So what we are expecting right now is there should be one more topic here, processor underscore topic. So application is started and now let's refresh the topics list and there we go. We can test this. So we say publish single message and we say test processor. Okay. Here you can see in the test processor, this current time in millis got added, and then finally the consumer got triggered and it printed out the data. We can check it from the console producer also. So we can say, instead of consumer topic, now it will be processor topic. So you can say processor topic and we say external processor data, and here we go. All right, now the last one is the producer. If you want to create a producer which will send the data, right now we are sending data manually by using either the plugin or the console producer. Let's say you want to create a producer, and for that we have a supplier function, right? So the focus area in this whole binder concept is these: consumer, function, and supplier. Okay, so again, to enable this one, we head to our configuration and we say, okay, we want another producer binding. All right, and then we can just copy paste it once to confirm. Yeah, and then we enable the binding to the correct topic. So in case of producer, you see we will not have in, because it's a producer. It will look only to generate data and send it to an output topic. So in this case, what we are saying is producer binding out 0 will redirect its input to processor topic. It will bind to the processor topic. Okay, so when message comes, when message needs to be generated, it will be sent to processor topic. Then processor function will listen to this processor topic. It will append the current timestamp in our case, and then finally it will send to the consumer, and then finally consumer topic will consume the message. It will get the message and print it out in our system over here. All right, so now let's head to the producer binding, and in this function what we are doing is this function will be on sleep for 1500 milliseconds, and then it will send a static string or new data. That's it. Okay, so new data will be sent, and then this current timestamp millis will be added, and finally it will be printed in our log. So let's run this application. Now we don't need to use any producer or a plugin. Sorry, console producer or a plugin. See, the data started generated from the application itself. So new data is generated. Current time millis is added with these two separators, right? And then finally data consumed, and with the separator it got appended over here and it got printed in the log. Okay, and if you refresh the topics remain same, because producer is actually using the input topic of processor. So yeah, we can stop this application, and let me show you the code. So this is our single one class code. It have a bean with supplier of our producer, which will send the data. It have a function which is actually our processor, which will consume the data and then process it and send another data to a different topic. And finally we have a consumer which will finally consume the data and log it in the system. And in configuration you can see we define those functions as a cloud function over here, and you need to notice this part. The separator is actually this semicolon. And then in stream bindings, here we are specifying the custom topics which we need for our use case. And finally this is the broker list where you can specify your brokers accordingly. Alright, so that's all in this video. Thanks for watching. Thank you everyone. If you have any suggestions or feedback, just let me know in the comment section. And thank you. Have a nice day.